What is up, everybody? Jarrett here from Empire of Assets, and this is part 3 of our how to buy collections of Pokemon and break them down and make money off of them. This is kind of the final step. After all the sorting is done, we are going to get into selling. If you haven't checked out the first two parts of the video, you should definitely do those first, because then you'll kind of see this whole collection process and it will probably make more sense to you. This one I did a little different than normally, but I just want to show you guys how I break them down. So right here, I said in the last video that I break them down Wizards of the Coast era, basically. So your Neo sets, your base set, Jungle, Fossil, everything before the Neo sets goes in one pile. And then I do the E-Series cards and later through 2010. So you have Diamond and Pearl. You have a little bit of Heart Gold, Soul Silver in there, I believe. And then you have like your sort of bread and butter EX sets. A lot of those cards. And then over here, I have everything 2010 and later. That's just kind of how I like breaking them up. It makes it a little easier. And normally, when I sell this stuff, I will split it into sets based off the each set of Pokemon. So say, for example, you have something from Burning Shadows. I would put all of the Burning Shadows cards together and then sell them off as that. But this time I'm going to try actually keeping them together in their whole lots. And I did scan them all through TCG Player. It was my first time using TCG Player, and if you haven't used it, I would definitely recommend checking that out. It's super handy. I think the prices are pretty accurate from what I saw, so that's good. But definitely gives you a nice rough estimate. I believe the 2000s pile was worth about $1,000. This was about $500, and then the base set I mixed with a bunch of other base set stuff that I had, and that one ended up being about, well, some of my numbers must be wrong. This must be $800. It ended up being like $1,600 total. So I will probably put those on eBay at a little bit less, but we can kind of flip through. These are all cards that I decided had some kind of damage and were not worth grading. You can see whitening on the corner. So all these cards are going to be not what I consider near mint or pack fresh, which is definitely a shame. I guess like cards like these I'm just getting rid of. There is definitely some really nice cards in here, but just stuff that I'm looking to get my cash back out of to pay for the set. This whole set was like around $950, so I do want to get some of that money back. Here you can see some really nice cards that are in really sad shape, unfortunately. If I can get them out of there, we'll flip through a couple. You guys should have saw all of these in the last video. Like a lot of Pikachus there. Just a lot of really nice old. This card there, I believe, is the most expensive one in the whole set. That is the EX Diasis Jirachi Reverse Hollow with the stamp. It's like a $40 card, even in the shape that it's in. But yeah, some really cool Palkia G level X cards, but just in tough shape, not worth grading. These are my favorite cards, the EX cards with the silver borders. This one is from Sandstorm, which is probably one of my top 5 favorite sets of all time. But some really nice cards in there. So I will take pictures of those and list them on eBay. I'm probably not going to do auction for a while unless I get sort of desperate or don't get any offers after a while. But I'll probably just put them up for maybe 80% of what TCG Player was. But then we can talk about the cards that I actually pulled out, the special cards. I have 3 piles here. I want to talk through all of them because they are all probably equally important. We'll start with this pile here. This is the cards that were from this collection that are going into my personal collection, my PC. Here we have this Dark Slash from EX Team Rocket Returns. He's in there because I'm trying to collect the full set of EX Team Rocket Returns. It is probably top 3 sets for sure. It might be my favorite set of all time. It was released in 2004, so it was I was like 5 at that time, and I remember opening packs of these and having these cards as a kid. So it's my favorite, and I really like the dark Pokemon. I think it's actually more well done. It's better done than the Team Rocket original set. Hot take there, but just really cool cards. Love the artworks on these. So I'm trying to collect a full set. Figured I'd keep that one. Dragonite, if you guys don't know, I do collect Dragonite. I am on a mission to have every Dragonite card ever made, so I just scoop those up when I can. Here is another Dark Ampharos from the EX Team Rocket Returns. Here's kind of an oddball. This is a Primal Groudon that is not worth grading, I don't believe. It's really close, but it's got a little bit too much whitening for me. Oh, and actually the bigger problem is you can see all these little dots all over the card. I don't know if that's a printer error or what happened to it, but it would not grade very good at all. But it's just a super sick card. I just went back and played these games last year, or maybe 2 years ago when I was in college. And I got the Primal Groudon, which absolutely breaks. Omega Ruby, you can kind of destroy everybody. But I just love this card. And then sometimes I will keep cards on my PC that I really like that someday I want a better copy of. So for example, I have a Kabutops from Neo Discovery, I think it is. It's a Japanese card, so it's not the best one. But I just keep it as a placeholder until I can replace it with an English one, and then eventually a first edition English one. And then hopefully someday I can replace them all with PSA 10s. That's the goal, but I just really enjoy this card. So it's getting added to the personal collection for now. Another Dragonite and another Dragonite. So those are my PC cards. We'll save the graded cards for last. Those are the most exciting. This pile here is pretty unique. I don't know how many people do this, but I think it's really important. These are all cards that I believe are pack fresh or would have a chance at a 10, would probably grade a 9, based off of just there's no whitening on the cards. And this is called my wait and see pile. And it is called that because they are not worth my $100 threshold to send off and grade. But I think that they're cards that would do really well in the future. They're just too new to have really appreciated in value. So I'm going to wait and see if they go up in value to the point where eventually it is worth grading them. And that's why it's called the wait and see pile. This one I just went through, and all of my wait and see cards, these are just the ones from this collection. But I do have some other ones too. So around $500. But there's definitely a lot of cards. You can see most of these are like brand new or within the last 5 years. So I just don't think they've risen in value like they will. So I think they're worth holding on to. There's no sense in getting rid of this card for $1.20 when in maybe another 5 years, when it's really out of print, they're hard to find, and the younger generation starts wanting to collect cards that they had when they were kids. They could really appreciate in value. So that's why it's the wait and see pile. Just something I kind of enjoy. It's kind of a fun little, there's a nice shining Fates card, I believe. Just kind of a fun little experiment. And the worst thing that happens is the cards never go up in value. And then I sell them for the same price. Charizard in there, I believe he's not perfectly gem mint, but still a Charizard card that I think could go up in value. Similar to that one, it's only around $20 or $15, but definitely could go up in value. Same with that one. And so that's kind of the second pile here. Just cards that I'm waiting to see if they go up in value. And because I think they will, at least half of them I would guess. Like for sure this card, it's going to be more expensive in the future. And then I will sneak it in. It's also a good thing if I want to grade off, send some cards off the grade, but I don't have 50 or 20 are the kind of the two break-offs. If I don't have enough, I can slip the best ones of this pile in there and fill up my submission and then get them sent off, so I'm not waiting to buy more collections. These cards I just want to talk about real quick. They have absolutely plunged in price. You can pick these up for like $2 a piece, which is crazy to me. They were really hot when they came out. I thought they would be much more desirable and they would stay more desirable. So definitely a card there that could be worth picking up multiple copies of. Obviously they are going to be a ton printed because this is it's after Vivid Voltage. Not 100% what set this is from, but it was printed to Oblivion. So there will be a lot of those out there. But definitely some cards to keep in mind. Just kind of a little fun little side thing that I do. And we will get to the best cards here right around the 9:30 minute mark. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. And these are what you came to see. These are the cards that are worth over $100 graded. Most of them are going to be near mint. Hopefully they have a shot at a 10. Otherwise they will for sure at least be a 8 or a 9 in most cases. We have a Jolteon Unseen Forces stamp reverse hollow. That card is very nice. There is a Machamp Prime card Also very clean. We have a Celebi EX from Pop 2. There is a Darkrai Level X. A Moltres and Zapdos and Articuno GX card. The Rainbow Secret Rare, very nice card. Here we have Mega Sableye and Tyranitar GX. A Jirachi GX. A Scamory GX. A Groudon EX. Here again, a Groudon, one of my favorite Pokemon. Super cool. And in the back we have the big heavy hitter. Oh, not quite there yet. We have a Latios EX. I believe this is the second most expensive card from, forget the set. It's one of the Delta Species sets, obviously, because it says it right there and it's water type. But the big reveal here, the best card that we got, the Surfing Pikachu level 13 holographic from 2009. This card, there's only one that has been sold on eBay in the last 90 days, and it sold for around $800. I definitely think this one has a chance at a 9 or maybe an 8. You can see, we'll take this one out of the case because it's worth it. Pop this guy out here. Very clean. Maybe a little scratch right there. And I'm definitely going to clean this one up before I send it. But if we check out the back, there's just a little bit of whitening. So I figured for sure probably an 8, which I believe this card is pretty rare. Little dent there too. It's getting worse the more that I look at it. But hopefully, I mean, PSA 7 or higher is going to be several $100s. Obviously a 9 would pay for the whole collection. Don't think it'll do that good, but if we can clean it up and get it to 8, probably be $500, which would be half the price back. So if I could cover the whole collection with just this one card and selling off the bulk, it would be worth it. And then all of these other 10 cards would be pure profit, which if they're each worth $100 and there's 11 of them, technically that's $1,100. And then I have, these were all from this collection, so the whole wait and see pile, which is probably $150, $200 worth of cards. The stuff I added to my PC for technically free, and then all of the bulk. So that's kind of how I broke it down. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I hope you learned something. If anybody needs me to show how I actually list on eBay, I can definitely do that as well. For these, I will probably just go through the list on TCG Player of the most expensive and take pictures of the top 100 most expensive cards or something, put them in pictures just so people can see, and then list them. And then actually you can export a list from TCG Player of all the cards, so I'll probably just throw that in the description. If you guys are interested in any of these, you can check out my eBay page. It's linked down in the description. If you do want to buy off of eBay, I'll give you like a 10% discount, maybe 10-15% if the deal is nice and smooth. So just shoot me an email if you're interested in any of this stuff. Obviously, these are not for sale. These are not for sale. If you really wanted one of these, we could probably work something out, but also probably not for sale. But if you're interested in the bulk, definitely check out my listings. Shoot me a message. Otherwise, subscribe for more content. We have some pretty big things happening, so hopefully that stuff works out and we are good to go. More videos to come. Subscribe to see all that. Otherwise, I appreciate you sticking around and watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.